Welcome everyone to our podcast. This is the Foreignish Podcast. I'm one of your hostesses with the mostesses, Lexi Sheridan Coons.
Selfish.
Well, welcome everyone. This is a podcast where we get together, we talk about our experiences living abroad, especially, two Americans living in Spain. Erin is still there in Vitoria, España. I
Yeah,
was
here you
there
go.
for 18 years. I just moved back to the States. So, yeah, we're here to talk all things foreigners abroad. Woohoo!
Yeah, definitely
Excited.
still here. Yeah.
So, before we get into it today, I am sure that you haven't seen this series because you don't have Hulu, do you?
No, I don't. We don't have Hulu here. We can't get it. One of the bad things about living here.
Yeah. But yeah, so Hulu has The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And
But that's here. It's on. I think it's on something because Begonia keeps telling me about it. It might be on she has
girl,
like Disney Plus or something. Yeah. So what
yeah. Yeah, you can
is
get
it
it
on
off
Disney
Disney
Plus?
Plus as well. I forgot about
Yeah. Okay.
that. I think Disney Plus,
She
like, maybe
loves it.
bought them out. It
So
is.
what's the deal? They're just a bunch of Mormon wives hanging out.
Yes, it is so scandalous, and, like, I do feel like Love Is Blind has been a little disappointing, I think, with the editing and the way they, like, make it really schmoozy, and
Yeah.
here it's like, who on Hulu is, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians and, like, all the Real Housewives stuff, so I think it's a little spicier. I think that you would die, and you would love it. You gotta
I
get a
should
free
check it out.
trial.
Yeah, yeah, I should try. I've never tried Disney Plus before, so maybe I'll get it and try it.
Yeah,
But
there's some good.
something Begonia was telling me about something how they go to these places and they drink like Mountain Dew or something. Like they can't drink like coffee, so they go
Yeah,
and drink like in the mornings they go and drink a bunch of like soda somewhere. I
exactly.
don't, is that what?
Yeah, I guess it's like I don't know if it's like a sin to drink coffee, but they're, like, not supposed to,
But
you
they can drink
know?
Mountain Dew?
But they, like, all have done, like, ketamine. That's weird.
Really? What
Yeah,
were they
as,
doing
like, a form of
ketamine for?
therapy or whatever. Well, yeah, they I think not all of them are super integrated in the Mormon church anymore. Some have deviated a bit, so there are some that drink but yeah, they're not supposed to, I guess, and if you're part of the church, you're not supposed to drink or drink coffee or obviously, like, take
I
drugs.
mean, I get the drinking alcohol bit. There are a lot of religions you're not supposed to drink alcohol or whatever, but
Sure.
coffee? Just like caffeine. It's a little bit of caffeine. I mean, I don't get
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I
And
don't
I
know the
think like
whole.
Mountain Dew, like soda has caffeine in it anyway, so what is it that they're doing? I don't get it.
Yeah, there's all these, like, loopholes that they have created because it's, like, not written in the whatever. What is it? What do Mormons read? The New Testament or the Bible? Is it the Bible?
I
Like,
think
I
they
don't.
have their own book by this guy. I forgot his name, but he's just a
Oh,
regular dude or whatever.
big. Well, what's the name of that university?
Yeah, Brigham
YU
Young. Brigham
Brigham
Young
Young? Or
University.
is
Is that
that, like, a subsection of Mormonism? I have no
I don't
idea.
know. But the
Eh,
university is Brigham Young University,
right.
but I don't know if that's the guy.
Yeah, so they're not supposed to have sex before marriage. They get married, like, super young. Like, a lot of these women were married at, like, 16 or 18 but then a lot of them are divorced. It's a weird thing. It's just really spicy. But, yeah, there's this loophole where because you're not allowed to have sex before marriage, I forget what it's called, where they put a guy puts his penis inside you, but you're not supposed to move, and then, like, it has a name. It has a name. Yeah, it's like a loophole to, like, having, like, pleasurable sex before marriage where,
I
like,
feel like
somebody
if
can, like, jump on the bed while a guy has his penis inside her.
that's sex, isn't it? Once the penis
Well,
goes
yeah.
in, I'm just thinking like that's pretty much, you
I
cross the
gotta
line.
totally. I gotta
Anyway,
look this up. What's
yeah,
it
look it up,
called where Mormons have sex but don't have
but
sex?
don't have sex.
Oh,
And are they
soaking. Soaking. Soaking is when
Soaking.
a person with a penis penetrates a person with a vagina, then doesn't move or thrust at all. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's really strange. Yeah, that's a little disturbing. I don't know, that's weird. Like
Don't move.
that's yeah, just don't move. Okay, don't move.
Yucky.
And are there more than one of them married to the same guy on this series, or is that
No,
not
no,
no,
no.
that's not what
I
it
think
is.
there's a Sister Wives
Yeah.
series where that is a thing. I'm not really sure. But no, none of them have like multiple wives. They're all just in their 20s with 3 kids and have all this stuff going on. But it's good. It's good. Highly recommend.
Sounds good. Little
Yeah, they've gone
insight.
on to be pretty famous. There's 2 that were on Dancing with the Stars. The main girl is gonna be on The Bachelorette.
Is that still on? The Bachelor and The Bachelorette?
It
My goodness.
is. I never got into that show.
Me either. I think I saw the first season or something, like,
Yeah,
50 years ago
I know.
before it started.
So anyway, today we're gonna talk a little bit about how Aaron and I have these weird how you and I have these weird kind of coincidences in
Yeah.
life, which makes us believe that we are meant to be soul sisters, basically.
Yeah. Um, and it's said that there's no such thing as coincidences, right? By
Right?
a few people,
Yeah,
right? So, I mean, this could definitely mean that we were sisters in the past. I mean, it's just
I think so.
crazy how
I
many
think so.
things are similar with us, you know? I
Yes.
know.
I mean,
Soul
in
sisters.
Spanish, it's funny because it's not casualidad, it's causalidad. Like,
Yes, yeah.
it happened, everything happens for a reason and it's destiny or whatever. But
Mhm.
I mean, the first thing we realized when we met each other, I think, was this weird namesake thing. I, my name is Alexis.
Alexis originally, but we call you Lexi, yeah.
Yes. And my older sister, she's a couple years older than me. Her name is Erin. And for you, and your sister are
Yeah,
your Erin and your
the
younger
older
sister,
sister.
the older sister, and your younger sister is Alexis, which was weird.
That was weird.
And that was like the kind of the first thing.
Yeah. And then I think the Santa Barbara connection came in, like, we were like, "Yeah," or you said something like, "Your sister lives in Santa Barbara," and we're like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god," "My dad lives in Santa Barbara."
Your
And
dad
so we were
in
like,
Santa
"Santa Barbara,
Barbara.
okay, yeah, yeah."
We had this connection with Santa Barbara. So but then we also talked to my grandma who's
Yeah,
passed. She was in a residence, an old people's home called Valverde in
yeah,
Santa
nursing
Barbara.
home. Yeah, and then I remember you saying that, and I was like, "Shut up, that's where my grandma was." So my dad's mom was in Valverde, like, and up until she died, it was a nursing home, so,
Yeah,
like, she was there,
that is
and we would go visit her. Yeah, and I
wild.
was like, "Shut
So
up."
both of our grandmas were at the same sort of home or retirement home slash nursing home. My grandma
Yeah.
also passed there. But let's see, I don't know. Maybe they just missed each other. I don't actually
So I
know.
know I was there probably when I was, like, 8 or 9 years old
Mm.
visiting her. I have memories of that. Mm, and so I was born in '76, so I was probably 8 in '84, '85. I don't know if that's when your grandma was there, 85,
No,
86. Was it later?
it was later. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
she was probably there 20 years ago.
Oh,
Um,
okay, so yeah,
I mean,
much
she
later,
passed
yeah.
when I was she passed, let's see. Gosh, I remember I just started seeing an ex-boyfriend and was probably 29, 30. So it's been like 12 years. So yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
was
so a lot later then,
a
yeah.
lot later, but still, that's like really weird. And then there were like other things like
Yeah,
I know
like,
you're
both of our sisters are obsessed with horses,
Mhm.
right? Like, that was
They
kind
love
of
horses, they love
yeah,
riding,
riding horses, yeah.
just like
I
weird
can't
coinky
remember what
dinkies.
else, but yeah.
Yeah, just like little things that we figured out that we have in common and our families have in common, and it's just wild. So we truly believe that we were either sisters in another life and we're connected this in this life, or one of our sisters was meant to be born into the other family.
Yeah, or we were meant to be born. Yeah,
Yes.
the souls got mixed up on the way
The
here
souls
is
got
what
mixed up.
happened.
Yeah.
And so I think that you and I, the next time we're together, probably in the States, they probably have this more, but we should go to a past life regression therapy session. That'd be cool to do that together and just see what happens. Not say anything and just see what happens if they're like, "Oh, guys, definitely, we're together."
I would love to do that. We've been talking also about how we'd love to see kinda like a shaman or, an energy healer together, or
Yeah.
even I guess I'm a little frightened of a psychic, but I think it would be cool to have our
I'd love
hands
to.
read or do a
Yeah.
tarot. Okay, girl, next time you're here, we're
Next
gonna we're gonna go for sure.
we'll go all out.
But do you believe in that kinda thing? That we've had we're reincarnated and we're
Yeah,
connected and
totally.
karma and all that.
Yeah. I absolutely believe in reincarnation, past life. Everyone's gonna be like, "You're such a weirdo," when they hear this, but I totally believe in, like, reincarnation and past lives and old souls and all that stuff. But I think maybe I mean, I have believed in it for a while just from, like, stuff I've read but I've been watching this podcast. I don't know if I think I told you about it with Mayim what is it? Mayim Bialik or something, the girl who played Blossom, and she was
Oh,
on The
yeah.
Big Bang Theory, she was
Yeah.
Sheldon's girlfriend, like, she's so amazing, she's so super smart, she has a doctorate in neuroscience from, like, Harvard, but she's, like, doing this podcast with this guy who's, like, more spiritual, so they, like, have scientists on, and they have, like, people who've had near-death experiences and have, all this stuff, so that's what
Love
they've been
that.
talking about. And I've been watching it for, like, the past month straight, and I'm just like, "Yes."
Oh my gosh.
But you
I need
see
to get
all of
into
these
it.
scientists who are trying to prove this it's just really cool to see. Yeah, you should watch
Yeah.
it, it's really interesting.
Yeah, I might and it's funny because my sister is, like, into that, and she'll send
Mhm.
me some afterlife stories, and I think when our dad passed, she had sent some things on about talking about afterlife and stuff. But also, I didn't grow up religious, and so when I was older, I became a little bit more spiritual, and I
Mhm.
definitely studied yoga and got certified in yoga, and so I learned a lot about Hinduism and kind of some of their beliefs, and it was really interesting because the yoga teacher that I learned a lot of things from was really talked a lot about that, not reincarnation or the afterlife really, but just about, like karma and
Mhm.
karmic living and self-realization and all these things that are intertwined with, some of these thoughts. So
Yeah.
it is really interesting. I started to really believe that things are not a coincidence. It's really like a small miracle, you know?
Mhm.
And so,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, sister. I don't even
Sister,
know the song.
sister, sister, gonna get you something, sister. Now we're in the Moulin Rouge.
Now we're in Moulin Rouge
We've
and we're
switched.
prostitutes.
We're yeah. We're
Well,
no longer in
I think about this a lot because maybe I was a prostitute in the past life because
Sure, we were
I
all prostitutes in the past life. I mean,
it's true. We were all
think about
prostitutes.
it. Wasn't much else
If you
if
weren't
you
royalty, you
yeah.
were a jester or a prostitute. Yeah, I just feel like the way that my relationships have been, I think that there is karma. There's like a karmic element to me never having a really successful one, you know? I think about that. I'm like,
Wonder.
this is my karma. I'm meant to be, or
So
maybe
what do
I
you
was a
think
man in my
okay, yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think that means about your past the life that you just had or whatever? And
maybe I was,
maybe
like,
yeah,
running through women in my past life, and
mm,
now I'm
could
supposed
be.
to feel like the shoe on the other foot of being a
The
woman,
way those
like,
women
mistreated
felt.
by men? I don't know.
That's why we need to go to a past life, what's it called, regression therapist or whatever, because apparently once you figure that out or once you see it, things start to change and you sort of, yeah. So maybe we gotta go find out if you were a man
Yeah.
slut in
I
your
was a man
past
slut.
life. I'm kidding.
Mm. Anyway, we could go on, and we have gone on, but now we gotta talk about our foreigner stuff.
Yeah, we
What
gotta
if I
talk
just
about it
talked
more.
like Kermit the Frog the whole time? Now we're gonna talk about being foreigners.
That was good. You should do that the whole time.
So, yes, girl, we've talked about our love stories. We are going to get some guests on who are going to come and talk about their being foreigners experiences too. But we have a
Yeah.
couple more juicy little stories for you. And today we wanted to talk about some funny stories related to language faux pas. Faux pas? Or
I
faux
guess
pas?
so. I'm not sure. Language faux pas, I guess. Faux
You know,
pas. Language faux pas.
errors,
Yeah.
mistakes, if you will. Mistakes. Yes. Okay. I'm going to start because mine's really
Yeah.
short.
I want to hear your story.
I felt like when I moved abroad to do study abroad at learning Castilian Spanish, I do remember one of my first experiences arriving in the country, and we were destined to go to Bilbao where we were, going to do our study abroad. But we stopped in Madrid and we had
Mhm.
this the whole touristy thing in Madrid. And a group of us went to a bar. It was actually in Toledo.
Yeah, I love Toledo. So
And
good.
it was really funny because I was so stressed out about how to order. And of course, you don't say, quiero una cerveza,
Yeah,
like I want
yeah.
a beer. You're like, dame una caña,
Or ponme una caña. Yeah,
dame una caña.
exactly.
So like
Give it
the
to me.
very,
Give me the
yeah,
beer.
because they're not Americans how we're like super, super polite, please and thank you. It's
Like,
more
whenever you
casual.
get a chance, if you could get me a beer, I'd be so grateful.
So
It's like here
grateful.
it's just like, give me the beer.
Give me a beer. Well, you probably say thank you, but
Yeah.
yeah, we just didn't really know how to formulate it, so we would just do the exact translation, and I remember some of those things, like, I didn't even know caña was beer
Yeah,
until
you
we
just say
arrived.
cerveza.
Yeah, some of those things, so I really didn't feel like I was becoming fluent in the language until I was, like, living there. Anyway, this fast forward after studying abroad, moved back to Spain to get married, and I really didn't have I didn't really have like a visa or anything. So I was working and people were paying me under the table. I worked at like an Irish bar. Didn't you work at an Irish bar
Yeah, yeah.
too?
Yeah, that was another thing. We first worked at Irish bars when we got here, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause we
It
were
was
hoping
fun.
it. Yeah, it was fun. I worked in an Irish bar in Guernica of all places. And Lord, so many stories there. But I also got my first teaching job, part-time. First of all, I have to say, teaching, I was super part-time. I probably work 8 hours a week or 10 hours a week, I don't remember. It was this little tiny English academy in Guernica called Welcome English.
Oh, that's sweet.
Welcome,
Wow.
welcome English. And so they basically were like, "You're a native, great. You can come on. Here's some books. You're gonna teach these classes." And I was just thrown into it. It was terrifying. I remember I would like come out of class with the sweatiest armpits. But it was just I'd be like,
Like, they're like
so
little kids and you're like, "Oh my god, dude."
dude, it was frightening. It's like,
Yeah,
what am I
I
supposed to
know it
be
is.
teaching them?
When you first start teaching I know.
It's scary. The first year is so hard, and I didn't have any formal training or anything. But anyway, so I start teaching. I have these couple of, I forget, they were 8-year-olds. I had 8 and 9-year-olds. I had a couple classes of that age or whatever. And of course, I'm teaching them whatever in English. And of course, after like the first semester, or I don't remember, we had to have like parent teacher conferences. And granted, I spoke some Spanish, but I was still struggling a little bit with the language.
Yeah,
And what I had
of
learned
course.
would be from my ex, really casual, like street Castellano, probably lots of like swear words, and things like that. And
When
so
talking to the parents, you're like,
I will never forget till this day. I had a problematic kid. He would
yeah.
at that age group, and he was just kind of a class clown. He would be acting out. He wouldn't, do anything that I asked him to do. He was just misbehaving all the time. And I just remember bringing his parents were like super Basque, Guernica through and through.
Yeah.
But obviously, I could do the parent teacher conference in Spanish. And I was like, yeah, it's been really difficult because your son is a gilipollas.
My god, Max!
And I kept saying gilipollas over and over. For anybody who doesn't know the
What did they do?
translation, they were yeah, totally. They were so sweet, they didn't
That's
correct
my
me. They didn't take offense. And also, mind you, like the Basque are pretty, hard with their language.
Yeah, yeah.
Y
That's hilarious, though. I love it.
Gilipollas, what would be the best translation? It's
Your kid's an
asshole.
asshole. That's what you call
'Cause pollas is like dick, but like silly dick. He's a silly dick. Like, he's an asshole. He's a dick.
basically, yeah. I don't know if it's as strong as, like, we feel when we call somebody
It's
like,
not.
I don't think it's that strong, but
It's
it's
not.
still, like
It's kind of I mean, I think gilipollas, like, for a Basque person would be like, "You're stupid, you're a silly butt," kinda.
I
Like, it
think it's
is
probably
like
in the middle between a little silly, stupid and asshole, like, there is an element depending on how you use it, but I can see, like, a teacher telling the parent. Maybe you would say he's problematic and in the classroom, but
yes,
I love
so
it.
I'm looking
That's
on
good,
Google
that's good.
Translate, they are
Yeah.
translating it as asshole,
Okay.
which is, at the time, I thought gilipollas meant silly. I thought it
Okay,
meant
okay.
silly, and so I was just un gilipollas, and todo el
God bless
rato,
you.
es un
That's awesome.
gilipollas, like, over
Yeah,
and
yeah.
over. I just remember I said it at least, like, 3 or 4 times, and they were actually yeah, he is. He
He
is a
is
gilipollas.
actually a really
But I don't know when I figured out, like I don't know when if it was months later, if it was a year later, I really figured out the true meaning of it, and I was, "Oh, no. I was telling these parents that their kid was an asshole over and over again." Anyway, it's a really good
Anyway, that's
story, though.
so
So
funny. I
funny.
love it. That's a really
So
good
funny.
story. I wish I could have been there for that outside.
Gilipollas.
Your kid is a gilipollas.
Tu hijo es un gilipollas,
And I
¿vale?
love that you didn't just say it once. You just
No.
like
It was over and over.
pretty
But
much a
the
big
great thing
gilipollas.
is, like, their reaction was I think that they knew that I didn't really know what I was
Yeah,
saying, and so
I'm
they were
sure, yeah.
they were still trying to be nice, and also, for those of you who don't know, in the Basque Country, saying someone is a gilipollas is, like, not that big of a deal. They say things like, "I shit in my milk," and that's
Yeah,
like, "Me cago en la leche." Like, they're hard. They have a
and
harder
they say, like, "I shit on your mom," too, don't they? "Me cago en tu
they
madre,"
shit
or
on your
something.
whore mom.
Yeah. Tu puta madre. That's right. That's not just your mom. It's your mom. And I'm just like, "Whoa," but okay,
I
whoa. Like,
loved
too much.
learning the swear words in the Basque Country. It
Yeah,
was my
yeah, it's
favorite
insane.
thing.
They're so
I shit on your whore
descriptive.
mother, I shit in your milk, you know?
Doesn't make any sense. Was someone, like, drinking a glass of milk one day and someone else got really pissed off
I'll
and just,
shit in
like,
your
shat
milk.
in it?
Yeah. Or
Funny.
I'll shit on everything, me cago en todo.
Yeah, yeah.
They shit a lot, okay? They shit on everything.
Shit a lot here.
Yeah, that can go on and on. Also, like, cojones, like how you use
Yeah.
cojones,
I know.
that's pretty much universal,
Cojones.
like, also in Mexico. Or mamon in Mexicano, no? Which isn't that like
Oh, that was so
cocksucker?
good. Oh, what'd you say?
Mamon?
Mamon?
Mamon. Translation.
Oh my god,
'Cause
girl.
that's a
Seriously, the
Mexican
language here is just insane.
sucker, idiot, suckling, suck
Cling?
up. It is a mamon way. Anyway, okay, girl, tell me your stories.
Okay, so I feel like this is probably a common one for people, but I have a huge problem with the gender of words. Like, I cannot get the O or the A at the end right. I'm constantly putting the wrong vowel. Like, if it's supposed to be an A, I'll put an O. If it's supposed to be an O, I'll put an A. So anyway, there's a word in Spanish that's really, really bad if you do that, unfortunately. And it's pollo. Pollo is chicken, right? That's a
Yeah.
totally normal word, you know. We use it all the time to talk about food. But if you change the O to an A, so polla, that means dick. Okay. Why? Why would they have
Why is
the
it
same
so
word?
similar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like so similar and so bad though. Like if you mix it up, it's a problem. And there's a situation about food that I had an issue with that was super embarrassing, and then there's an expression that they use with pollo that I switch and that was super embarrassing. So, the first one was I was at UPU, I was at university, right, in Leoa, and you know how they have, like a culinary school there, and so you can go have, like, a really nice lunch there for, like, 5
Yes.
bucks. It's like a three-course
So
meal
good.
for, like, 5
So
bucks.
good. And the Basque food, for
Yeah,
anybody who doesn't know, Basque gastronomy is amazing.
amazing. The
So,
best
yeah, I
in the
do remember
world
that.
almost, I'd say, but so anyway, they would have lines, for food. So one line would be, like, for chicken, and the other line would be for, I don't know, vegetarian or, like, meat or whatever, so I wanted chicken that day, of course. So I
No.
basically there were lines, and so I basically asked the guy, "Is this the line for dick?" Because it
Es
just
la
came out
cola
like
para pollas.
yeah. Polla. I said, instead of pollo. And I had just gotten there. I spoke Spanish, but I just wasn't thinking. And I was thinking, where's the chicken? And the guy looked at me and I realized what I had done. When you like,
Were you
you
like,
see the reaction on his face and you're like, it's like, I'm so sorry.
what
No,
did he do?
pollo, pollo. And he just started laughing. But the first look he had on his face, I mean, imagine being asked and he's standing
He,
in the line. Does he want dick?
you were behind him
I
or
was behind him,
whatever.
yeah, because there was, like, a line of people, and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
couldn't
so you
tell
were
if
just
that
trying
was the
to,
line for chicken or if that was the line for vegetarian.
was he his, I
I'm like,
was
"Excuse me."
dead.
It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing when that happens, but then he started laughing, and of course, we're really young, so it's not, like, that big a deal, like, I
He's
didn't
like,
ask
I
the
got a
teacher.
polla for you.
I got a
You are in the right line,
he's like
lady. Stick with me and you're going to have pollas all day.
So that was just horrendous. But then there's this other expression in Spanish that it's montar un pollo, right? It's just so
Mm.
stupid, but I don't know if you've heard it. It's like when you tell somebody off or like you're in the bank and you're
You're
like really
making a
frustrated.
big deal
You're
about
making a
something.
big, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. So you make a really big deal about something because you're upset, right?
No
About something.
montes un pollo. Don't cause a scene, kind of.
You can imagine, right? So I was at the bank and something weird happened. I don't know. They wanted to charge me for something, or I don't remember, but I didn't
You
like it.
wanted to montar un pollo.
So I went back to the academy afterwards, and it was like Begonia and like a couple other people were there. But I was speaking in Spanish because the other people like were speaking Spanish. But I was like, "E monta una polla." Begonia goes, "No, no, no."
She's like, back away. Back away. Yeah, so for people who don't know the literal translation, of course, they have, like, idioms, like we have idioms, so montar un pollo, if you think about it, is actually riding a chicken. Montar
Riding
would
a
be to
chicken.
ride, riding a chicken, so if you say montar una polla, you're riding a dick. I love that
How does
story.
that happen to me in front of people that I really didn't know that anyway, they thought it was really funny, obviously, because, I'm a foreigner and, it's not
Yeah.
my, natural language, so
So you were saying it to the, like, clerks at the bank?
no,
Like,
no, I had thank God, I had left the bank already, and I was, like, telling Begonia and these other people what had happened at the bank. I was trying to
oh,
explain back at when I went back to the academy after being at the bank. Oh my god, thank God I didn't do it at the bank. Thank God I did it in front of, like, my sorry, yeah, I didn't explain
friends.
that very well. Begonia's, like, my business partner at the academy that we have, and she's, yeah, like family to me. She's, like, one of my closest friends. So, so I went back and I was trying to explain to them what what had happened to me at the bank.
Oh my gosh. You're like, montar una
'Cause I was
polla.
all riled up, still from, like, what happened.
Yeah,
And I
that's so
told them I
funny.
wrote a dick. So
Well, I'm glad it was just, around good friends. It's always
yeah,
a shitty feeling when it's, like, in front of a group of people you don't know.
yeah,
I
it's
think
embarrassing.
also it's interesting because we were also you're still a teacher. You have your own English academy. We should plug in the name of your academy if you need English classes. What is the
I
name of
don't
your
know if
academy?
think English,
Think
Victoria,
English,
but
Victoria.
I don't think that the people who are gonna be watching this are gonna need English
Hopefully not,
lessons.
since we've been talking about shitting and milk. Hey, but there are so many idioms in English, right? So many, and it's always the hardest part of learning a language is getting those expressions down on both sides. Like Spanish has their own expressions and we have
Yeah.
our own expressions, but gosh, yeah. And then being teachers for so long, like I used the same academy, just tell you another funny story about pronunciation is in that same academy where we started working, I obviously had the class with the 8-year-old, and then I also had a class with slightly older kids. So this all happened in the same year, but I had a kid in my class, Ander, and he was the class clown too, and
Yeah.
he was a little bit older, but he was really smart and he was really good with English. And of course, like shit, right? Mierda, shit, shit is
Yeah.
pronounced shit with a not long E. And so sometimes in the middle of class, he'd be like, sheet. And then he'd look at me and he'd be like, of paper, teacher. Because he thought, he was joking with me that he was saying shit with like
Yeah.
and he would do that a lot, which actually made me laugh a lot because,
That's funny. Yeah, they're
any
cute.
Spaniard would pronounce shit, sheet,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's not sheet, it's shit.
Yeah, they don't get that.
They
What is it, like
can't,
a
yeah.
schwa
So
sound or
tons of
something? Shut, shut.
exactly,
They don't get that
because
sound, yeah.
every I is long, right? I mean, but yeah, I have lots of funny stories of students mispronouncing words and, people it's tough.
We had
Pronunciation
this
is really
student who would send us emails, and he'd put, like, situation in, like, the subject, and we would just die because all I would think of is Mike the Situation from
God,
Jersey
yeah.
Shore. So we're like,
The
I
situation.
the situation he's like, "Situation." He's like, "I've got a situation." And I can't
Oh, that's
remember his
cute.
name. I think it was, like, Aitor. I don't remember, but it was like, we're like, "Aitor the situation," like, Mike the situation.
I
Like,
don't know
dude,
the
it's not
situation.
that big of a deal. Like, he forgot his pencil case or something, like,
There's a
yeah, like,
situation over
"Got
here.
a situation. I left
He's
my
like,
pencil case."
"That's so cute." Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it
the
because
students are
sometimes
so funny.
well, also, if you take away phrasal verbs and expressions and this way that we have our slang language and you just do literal translations from, like, Latin, Spanish to, the Latin rooted word, it is really formal.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think, like,
They
the most
love the phrasal verb "put on" because every time you say, "I put on a shirt," they're like,
put
"Ah, puta." And I'm like, "No, it's not
even
puta,
though
it's put on."
you don't say put on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because
because
they
we
think
say
it's
"put on."
puton, like
"Put
big
on," yeah,
whore.
maybe that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, puton. That's so funny. Yeah, put on because they don't know it's put, so they say put, and then puton would just be big whore.
Yeah, it's just a big whore.
You're a big
Oh,
whore.
man.
Eres un putón. Yeah, there's some good ones. Yeah, also with the pronunciation of friend, that one gets me every time. And I also call
Yeah.
all of my friends like that are foreigners in Spain. I'm like, hello, friend.
I know, friend.
Friend.
Love it, it's so cute, it's so cute.
Oh, gosh, yeah, so
So cute,
funny.
yeah. But I've been here for, like, 20 years almost, and I still have problems with the genders of the word, with the O's and the A's.
Me too.
I really try hard
Me
with the
too.
boyo now, but
Yeah. That one's a scary one because it's, like, way too similar. Yeah, I do too. I do too, and I don't know when you put the article,
yeah,
when it's
because
reflexive.
yeah,
That's
that too,
really
I
hard
don't
for
get
me.
that's really hard for me too, the reflexives, and then, yeah, the la or the L, depending on if it's O or A, but then you don't know if it's O or A, so you're just, like, mixing it all.
I know, it's tough. That's the
So
one
hard.
thing, yeah, like feminine, masculine, and then having the article or not, or being reflexive or not. Whatever, we don't have those
Never
things,
girl.
so
Just try
but
your
those are
best.
really good stories. So if any of you out there have some interesting language faux pas that you want to talk about, you can write us. You can send us an email at podcast.foreignish@gmail.com. That's podcast. I have to close my eyes and think about it.
Do it, go to it.
Podcast.foreignish@gmail.com. Send us funny stories, stuff about language, dating, life. It can be uplifting, it can be funny, I guess it could be sad, but we want to hear the fun stuff.
Maybe fun stuff, yeah, too,
Yeah,
but
we'd love to hear from you. Next time, we're going to have a special guest, our friend
so
Alex.
excited.
I know Alex Borst is coming on. Alex and I worked together forever previously, before I obviously moved back to the States and started working in tech, but we worked at the same company for 7 or 8 years. He's actually still at the same company, and we taught English, and we did all kinds of stuff. He is Dutch, so and he's been in Madrid maybe he'll tell a story, but I think he's been in Madrid for, like, 20 years now, so
Yeah, he's been here a long time.
yeah, so he's got the triple language. He speaks English, Dutch, and Spanish.
Yeah, he's smart.
He's so
He's smart.
smart. He's so smart.
Yeah, and we were all in Mallorca together.
We
What was
were
it, 2 years ago? A year and a half ago or something?
last summer at
Yeah, not the
Menorca.
summer we just had, but the one before, yeah. No,
Yep,
Menorca, sorry, not
Menorca.
Mallorca, we're
That
Menorca.
was so much fun. So I'm
So
excited
fun.
for him to come on and tell a little story, but we'd also love to hear from all of you. So shoot us an email and yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.
Peace. Peace, love, the situation.